Hello, good evening, and welcome to the Free League Publishing channel. I'm Ben from Garblag Games, and we are guest DMing today a short run of Coriolis by Free League Publishing, Arabian Nights in Space. It's a beautiful, beautiful setting, and we couldn't wait to give it a go. So, hope you enjoy what we've put together. All of our details about Garblag Games, where we're from, what we do, what we've got, are going to be around below because Pete, who's one of my players, is also the Grand Overlord of Garblag Games, and we'll sit here and tell everybody what to do.
Go to Garbag Games right now. No, not right now. Watch this right now.
No, not
Watch
right
this
now.
right now and then go to Garblag
We're
Games.
doing a thing.
I'm also joined by Millie, the GM, who is taking over after we've finished and running more Coriolis.
Yeah,
Yes.
so Mercy of the Icons, which is an epic campaign. Oh my gosh, what have I signed up for here? Part 2 has just been released, I think, just before Christmas. We're obviously starting with part 1, which in itself is a good 30 weeks of campaign. So yeah, we're going to start that once Ben's finished killing us all in space.
Space Death.
No, is that the right? Or is that Alien?
That's
I
Alien.
get the two confused.
Simple mistake to make. I'm not that kind of GM. I won't suddenly spring it. And all along, it was an Alien game on you. Now, Free League Publishing has rewards available for spending your channel points. So it's 1,000 points to guarantee someone a 6. 2,000 point. No, that's not. It's not 1,000 points for a 6. It's 2,000 points to guarantee a 6 for someone. 2,500 points for someone to be able to push it, and 1,000 points if you want to give someone a 1. Please don't do that. That would be mean. Especially to Dan, who doesn't want to be giving me loads of darkness points as we play through the game.
No.
What are darkness points, Ben?
Darkness points are something that represents the sort of dark side of Coriolis, what they call the dark between the stars. If you've watched Firefly and you remember the quote about the Reavers, about men going to the edge of space and staring into the black and going mad at what they saw, it's a little bit of that, only with a sort of tangible presence in the third horizon, which is the setting. We are also able to push rolls by praying to the icons. You can choose whichever icon you want to pray for, or two, which can affect the success of what you're doing, and that will allow you to push your rolls, but also gets me a darkness point that I can save up or spend on making your life difficult. Avoid planets named Miranda. Yes.
Very true. Very true.
So we are playing a game of mine own devising, which is called the Scheherazade Protocol. It's a homebrewed campaign using the Coriolis setting. I say campaign, it's kind of a short really, because we're only running for January. So it's a 4-shot campaign based around the crew of the good ship Wajib al-Uzra, which is a family-owned business run by Captain Fawzi Amir, sensible business-owning ex-military big brother.
Hello.
And his younger sibling, Baha Amir, who is a little bit more of a wild child and wayfinder and scout.
Pain in the butt.
With them is their cousin Jafar, played by Aldoon. Jafar is an archaeologist and is responsible for the making of the mummies. And then they have a pet tech nerd called Nadra, who's being played by Dan. So I will hand over to you guys. I'll let you introduce yourselves and your characters a bit more. If you want, you can read out your public knowledge that you've got on your character sheets. In true Garblag style, I've done public knowledge, secret knowledge, and a goal for all of my characters to try and hit during the course of the sessions. So let's take a look at the order we're going to do. We'll start with Alden.
Hello and good evening. and welcome to the third horizon. There we go. Thank you, fellow crew. Gosh, I think I'm still settling into my character. So yes, his name is Jafar. Look, I'm even able to look that up. Jafar Rukan, a xenoarchaeologist, interested in the precursors, those that have gone before, the icons, but also the mystical portal builders who built the quasi-magical, very technological portals that allow us to travel very quickly around different systems, I believe. So they are one shadowy possible race, and there are various bits of junk around the place that I will be delving into and looking at and going, belongs in a museum. My public knowledge, we could do that bit. See, this just sounds like I'm aggrandizing myself now, but I didn't write this, just so you all know. You are the smart one, it says. Everyone knows your cousins are captain and scout, and you are the brains of this operation. Oh, you're all doomed. That's not important. Truth, real truth, is what I seek. Uncover what is lost, forgotten, and unknown. It is for me that this new ship is possible. The last dig I was on uncovered great secrets on Algol. Now I seek to make my name with a second great discovery.
So that's Jafar, our archaeologist. Next up is Billy.
Oh, okay, that's me. I'm Baha, who is I guess the youngest on the ship. And responsibility is not a thing I do. Everybody else can have that. But what I'd quite like is the fame and my name out there, but none of the responsibility of that. So I'll just turn up at the end and look cool with my cool sword that I just bought. I'm probably not going to be very good at it. And yeah, that's there's not much. Exploration is fun and its own reward is a kind of thing, except for the fame bit. I think I'm quite interested in the make a name for myself. And yeah, I quite like this new cool ship that still has some of the plastic wrap on parts of it. I'm going to go and slowly peel bits off later. Yeah, that's me.
Excellent. Dan.
Hello.
People are upset, by the way, that you're not called Mac Nadra.
I should be called Mac Nadra. That would be amazing. So I'm Nadra Almas, all-round geek and nerd, and ship token poor guy. So everyone here was rich, and I had to be poor. So I wear some shoddy clothes. However, public knowledge, I would have been best in class if I wasn't so poor and wasn't so good at what I do. I have been a second stringer in public because the lower classes are viewed quite poorly, and I'm only really likely to be respected by people of my own class because the upper class don't really understand my talents. I have a few misdemeanors listed on my records for privacy invasion, but that's all in the past, mostly. And that's my character.
Okay, which last but definitely not least, King Garblag.
Hi, I'm Captain Fauzi Amir. I am a recognised and decorated officer, well respected, and honourably discharged into civilian service. It's true that family wealth has opened many doors for me, but I have seized every opportunity given to me. And the family trusts me to run the business and to look after the foolhardy Baha and head in the clouds Jafar. So I'm going to make these irresponsible idiots work hard and do the right thing and earn some money and, I don't know, maybe a bit of prestige for the family. And we've got a brand new ship.
You have got a brand new ship. Speaking of which, you are in the hangar for the arrival of Wajib Al-Ozra, your brand new ship, just arriving from the monolith shipyards of Harima. It is definitely not a warship. This is a ship that has been designed for long-range archaeology and treasure hunting.
No, there will be no treasure hunting. This is for knowledge and truth.
from very much a new line designed for the idle rich who are going out there and trying to find artifacts for claiming wealth and success. However, you guys aren't so much the idle rich because you've got a little bit of success under your belts already, but it is still very, very new. So you've just watched it pull in, and the pilot who's flown it here has signed over the papers to Forzy, who's taken ownership of the ship and the outstanding debt thereon on a little tabula that he's got. And he sort of gives you a little bow and he says, "Enjoy your new ship, Captain.
Thank you, thank you. Looks like a fine vessel.
I'm going to the bar."
Right, everyone got your stuff?
And there it is, parked in front of you. It's big. It's probably bigger than you were expecting. Big long prongs out the front, ready to catch hold of and salvage any items that you find in deep space. It's got loads of brand new and useful equipment built in. You do owe a significant debt on it, though, and you're going to need to find work fairly soon.
Oh, we should probably leave shortly then.
Well, if everyone gets their stuff in their cabins, then we can check the ship over, make sure it's ready to roll, and get moving.
Yes, Captain.
I will pick up my bag of stuff, which I already have ready because I don't have much stuff, and immediately run shouting dibs on the biggest room. Like as
That's
fast
the captain's.
as I can.
That's the captain's cabin. That's the
No,
captain's cabin.
I called it. I
That's the
called
cap.
it. Yeah, and just down whatever sort of dock, like clanging and charging ahead.
So on board the ship, it really does smell brand new. It's got that whole kind of, oh, this is fresh off the line kind of thing. Your feet clang pleasantly along the metal gantryways. There are 5 cabins inside.
All the same size.
All of them are the same size. There is one that is slightly closer to the bridge than the others.
That's mine.
But in terms of room size, they're actually very much of a muchness. Very bare at the minute. They've got a simple bunk, a couple of wall-mounted units. Everything slides in and holds itself back up against the walls for when you need to be out in space. But it is a very, very nice new ship to look at. Quite a blank slate, tabula rasa, if you like.
Can I walk into the cockpit or bridge? Sorry.
Yes.
And find somewhere relevant to hang a talisman that I have.
Yes, absolutely. So the bridge is a big sort of C crescent shaped room at the top back end of the ship. So rather than being at the front like you would expect on many ships, the front deals mostly with sort of salvage and archaeology. And then you've got your sort of operations up above the engines at the back. So you can see out over the prow of the ship in front of you, gleaming autocannon and torpedo bays in front of you.
Torpedo bays. I'll check the weapon systems in a minute. But yeah, I want to find
And
somewhere
there are-
prominent that the whole crew can see it. This is there is a gold medallion with an ashen face with fiery eyes on it. And I'm going to hang that somewhere that's very visible for everyone on the bridge, to be like a token for a blessing of our vessel.
Probably near the door into the bridge, as most of the front is like a big view screen.
Yeah, sure.
It's got almost an Enterprise C kind of feel to the bridge. It's well lit. It's quite comfortable. The seats are pleather with plastic coating still on them. You've got a piloting chair. You've got sensors. You've got weapons operations. You've got captain's chair in the middle, in a very prominent position. And clearly, this ship has been designed for people that like to show off a little bit. Totally not the reason you've got it. Totally not the reason. It's because of the useful modules that it comes with.
Of course, yes. I would like to pick a cabin that is quite close to the business end of things, with the archaeology and the treasure harpoons.
Yep. So you slide into one of the cabins. door opens to the side, much the same as the one that Baha walked into. It's a fairly empty metal box at this stage with a bunk and retractable cupboarding.
I will put away my collection of white hats and black ties and hang up the poster of myself with my last great find. Just opposite the door, obviously.
While Jafar's walking, doing that, Nedra kind of like peeks in, looks in the room,
Hello.
and runs off as he turns around and sees him. And then
Cousins.
proceeds to
Oh.
find the furthest away room from everybody else.
Oh.
Also looking for the smallest because he assumes he's got a little small cabin somewhere, maybe underneath the engine or something like that.
There are only the 5 cabins. There is the freezer cabinet.
No, he'll eventually work out that he's actually meant to be staying in a proper room, but
Yeah,
initially he'll go look down by the engine room to see
it's
if
going
there's
to be
like
weird at first. There is the freezer cabinet, which is where you go during jumps because you can't stay conscious during jumps because you tend to go mad.
Oh.
So you have quite a large stasis hold. It has 20 beds in it, divided into 4 sections of 5.
Cool.
Because nothing ever goes wrong with hyperslip, right?
No, it'll be fine. It'll be
Fine, it's fine.
But yeah, that's all you can find in terms of small sleeping spaces is these stasis hold coffins, and they're not good for long time sleeping. So either you're supposed to sleep in one of the modules or you've actually got a room.
Yeah, so
And these rooms are about the size of what you would expect for a decent sized apartment on station. So for you, this is kind of luxurious. Everybody else is a little bit
It's a
cramped
cupboard.
and enclosed, and you're looking at this massive apartment with like a private toilet.
can't believe it.
Now, the next most important question is where's the mess hall and especially where is the cafe?
There is a mess hall on the opposite side of the corridor to the captain's cabin, or to the front cabin, we should say, since it was nearly not the captain's cabin, was it? While you stand on the bridge, Captain Forsey,
Mhm.
A hologram blinks into existence. Beep, 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 beep. It builds itself up out of those sort of spiraling laser lights and
Mhm.
takes the form of a short, average build gentleman with sort of pale brown skin, no hair whatsoever, wearing a jelly bar and a scarf around his neck, and he bows as he comes in. He says, "Salam and welcome to Wajib al-Usra. I am your ship's intelligence. How may I help you?"
Oh. Yes. Thank you. We're just getting settled and looking around, checking out all of your functions and modules. I'll let you know if I need you.
Of course. Will there be anything else, Captain?
Not right now. Is everything working within normal parameters?
The ship is working in excellent parameters.
Okay. Reactor is all good to go. Graviton projector fully functional.
Reactor is currently fired up. Graviton projector is currently active as we have just pulled in.
Armaments?
Armaments are fixed and ready to go. You have 1 fully functioning autocannon and 4 ion torpedoes currently loaded.
Right. Not bad. Not bad. I see from this here that we're rated for atmospheric entry.
Indeed, Captain, you are rated for atmospheric entry. Ship is designed to be for the seekers of treasure and great historic finds.
That's us!
You might want to talk to Jafar about such things, or maybe Baha.
I cannot find any coffee.
Is there any coffee? I'll say.
This is a disaster. What kind of ship is this?
The ship currently has no provisions on board.
Well, we need to.
Right,
Someone needs to deal with that. Obviously, not
Better-
me.
We better sort that out, and we also need to find a job. I'll say as I kind of sink into the captain's chair and sort of spin around on it a little bit just to try it out, see what the the
job
little side.
is to search
little
the
side panels.
stars, cousin.
Would you like me to search available job vacancies right now, Captain?
No, I prefer to get
Yeah,
some
if you could
coffee.
send it through to my tabular, that'd be great.
As you wish.
Okay, if you can send me the Harbor Master's provision list, I will order some food for us as well.
Salam and welcome to Wajib al-Usra. I am the ship's intelligence. How may I help you? It says to
Hello.
Jafar.
Hello. Yes. Well, you have the cupboards are empty. There's no coffee. I do not have any exotic cheroots. This is unworkable. So I will need to contact the provisioners with the harbor master and make sure that we actually have some food before we go into the great darkness.
I see. I see. I'm sorry, you do not currently have permissions.
Can you
Please refer to the captain for all requests.
can you put me in touch with the captain?
Of course. One moment, please. Captain, you have a call.
Already? Oh, I didn't realise we were getting the. Oh, okay. Put it through.
Certainly, sir. Here you go.
Hello,
Mr. Funk.
cousin.
Aren't you just in your quarters?
No, I'm actually in the mess hall, which is like just next to you. But delightful machine intelligence will not let me do anything because everything is locked to you.
What? Okay. What do you want?
Well, I wanted communications at the very least, and then
Okay.
I might like some stellar
Unlock-
cartography and
unlock.
maybe access to the archaeological tools.
Okay, those things, unlock them for Jafar.
As you wish, Captain.
Thank you.
Meanwhile, Millie, what are you doing? You found a
think-
room. It's boring.
Yeah, it's boring. I think I've probably got like, I mean, they're not fancy tabulars like the captain has, but I've got the equivalent of space Twitter and space TikTok and space Instagram and that kind of stuff. So at some point she's gonna like leave her quarters with like a ball of the plastic that you pull off everything, like a big sticky thing, and just be like, Nadra, they're like it doesn't connect. Like, is there a code? And just be like wandering around the ship, waving a phone or space phone around and a ball of plastic. Like, somebody fix this stuff for me. I don't pay attention. Come, Nadra.
And Nadra's head sort of like pokes out of a door and is like, "Hi."
Look, why won't it connect? Like, it says we're not close enough to the station to connect. I must have missed notifications. How do I make it?
Rather than walking out to you, he slips back into his room and starts tapping on his tabular. Can I see why her tablet's not working properly?
Neither she nor you have any ship's permissions.
Can I give us some ship's permissions?
You can make a data gin roll. Ooh, our first roll. It's someone trying to hack his own ship.
I got 2 successes.
Okay, so you managed to access the ship's root drive. You can see that the captain and Jafar are doing something with the ship intelligence off over there. So it's not really paying attention to what's going on right now. So you give her sort of remote access to basic ship Wi-Fi.
I think I fixed it.
Yeah. And they'll be like, all right, thanks. And then just start wondering. Like, in my head, I've got the attention span of Cat from Red Dwarf. So she's literally just walking around the ship going, that's mine. What's in this cupboard? Oh, that's boring. That's not mine. So that's all she's doing. Just like pulling plastic off bits, or maybe only until it sort of splits, and then be like, I didn't do that. And just wandering around. Yeah, move on quickly. Blame Jafar on that kind of thing, and just wandering around, touching all the stuff and seeing what we've got.
Seems fair.
Yeah, so that's good. Eventually she'll make her way up to where she should probably do some work, like, I don't know, register as a member of the crew or something, provide ID authorization for whatever, but not immediately. She's going to touch all the stuff and ruin all the plastic and, I don't know, make TikToks.
Selfies.
Yeah.
What about you, Nadra? Anything else you want to do? You've had a bit of a poke around the ship. Everything's wrapped. You don't want to break anything in case you get in trouble.
I don't want to touch anything. Don't want to break it. Don't want to break it.
But computers don't count.
But computers don't count. No. I'm obviously poking around in the computers, having a look what they do.
It's fine.
But otherwise, no. Just generally, just scoping out the computer systems and generally trying to stay out of trouble and stay out of people's way. Because there's one of them looks really excited and is really buzzing around. One's screaming about coffee. I don't even know what coffee is. I probably can't afford it. And I haven't seen the captain since he got on board, so I'm going to assume he's in the bridge.
You'll have had coffee. It just would have been the synthetic stuff.
Oh, lovely.
The captain is busy stroking.
The computer is pretty damn spectacular, actually. It's got a ship intelligence, which you know is necessary for making portal jumps. But you've also got a research computer on board. So in terms of computer ability, it's a powerful device.
Ooh, excellent. I'll almost glow with excitement, but make sure that nobody sees me. I check around first, make sure I'm being a bit paranoid. And I'm like, ooh, exciting. And just I poke around. Don't really want to do anything right now, but just poking around, maybe setting
and the
myself
reactor
up.
specs are beautiful.
Ooh, is that technology or is that science?
Well, you're poking around in the ship. But clearly someone's taken their time to really do a number on these engines. They're purring like a kitten.
Are there internal security cameras?
Yes, there are.
Can I just have one on Baja, just like in the corner of my tabula, just like there?
Baja just appears quite intermittently on security cameras, often pulling plastic off of things.
Just watch her TikTok. She's streaming the whole thing live.
Yeah, like
true.
Does the AI have a name? Like, is it, I don't know, like Sulman or something? What's the AI called? Because obviously there's going to be like, where's Baja? And the AI will pop up and be like, well, she's just left this.
A ball of plastic has reached the size of a beach ball.
Okay. Are there any interesting jobs on this list?
The list is replete with an array of some of the most dull and uninteresting jobs you could ever hope to see. There's transporting a bunch of people to an off-world colony. There's moving a shipment of livestock. Definitely not in my brand new ship. Also, your cargo hold is quite small. It'll only hold 50 tons. There's a few post runs and things like that. Things of very low to little interest. However, you do have a high priority private email.
Oh,
space email.
Okay. I'll check that it's not spam or it doesn't look like a virus.
Is it from the Prince of Kua? He's got 4 million birds.
You are the only person with the right name.
Look
who
at
can
this.
Unlock this account.
I should get Nadra to check it, but I'm not going to. I'm just going to open
the
up
attachment,
the
cousin. Open the attachment.
Yeah. What's this?
It's not
Why
an
am I in a
attachment,
video?
it's-
How am I in a video?
It's a simple invitation to a restaurant in the Spice Plaza with an offer of employment to be discussed in person rather than on a notice board. So this is a targeted advert to you rather than one from the boards.
Very well. Interesting. I shall. When is it for?
It's for this evening, so an hour or two away in the Spice Plaza, which is not too far away from the Neoptra spaceport where you currently are. Just a short walk, really.
Okay.
And quite a well-known restaurant, and one that you think that you might struggle to get a reservation there. Jafar, who's a little bit more famous, probably could.
Well, we won't discuss such things openly, obviously, but I will accept the invitation. And
it's addressed to the crew of.
I'm going to inform everyone
rather than just to you.
Where's the shipwide comms here?
Is this thing on?
This is
okay, ship.
Hello,
Broadcast.
everyone. We've got a job. We've got a meeting.
Volume.
I shall name the restaurant. And
Baja, you'd have heard of
tonight.
that. That's Dorsia. That's can you get a reservation?
All the
not for the next
TikTokers go
3
there. All the
weeks.
influencers.
Yeah, your space Instagram. That's the sort of place you might expect to find a celebrity like Shanaz Al Bahia or someone like that. One of the big names.
Not
Wow.
quite Alcamars then, but good enough.
Yeah.
Good enough.
Right. So we've got an hour. Then we got to head over there.
Okay. So, do we know who this is from?
Well, someone who can obviously pay well, and something that's not running sheep to the nearby star systems.
Sheep, as in small woolly thing.
Yeah.
Sheep.
Yeah.
Okay, not that. No.
No.
The captain all of a sudden hears Nadra go, "Captain," and you realise I'm actually standing right behind you.
Oh! Well,
Perhaps you would like me to see where that potentially came from.
Yes,
well,
I would like you to do that.
Yeah. Sure, but be careful. Don't trigger anything or annoy anyone. While Nadra starts doing that, I'm going to check how much money Jafar is spending with the harbour master.
Only the finest coffees and freshly squeezed.
No, small credit line. Small credit line.
I got a success.
Right.
Okay, so this email has come from a lady by the name of Sophia Albay. She is. It's not entirely clear what she is. She has a consultancy firm, it seems. It doesn't specify what she consults in. They appear to have something to do with import-export, but it's not entirely clear what they import or what they export.
So dodgy.
What are you
So,
in? Oh, import-export.
From my potential background, I'll potentially maybe involve it. Does it look like it's a shell corporation?
Sounds
Without
like
any
it.
shadow of a doubt, this
Okay.
is a shell corporation.
Excellent.
This is one of those corporations that exists as a front for something else. Now, there doesn't appear to be any connection to any known criminal gangs or underworld figures going on behind the scenes.
Okay. So,
But
yes, I'm just going to relay that to the captain. So her name was Sophia, did you say?
Sophia, yes.
Sophia. Captain, it appears to be from a lady called Sophia, and she has a consultancy company, which I would venture is most definitely a shell corporation, and I can't find any more details on them at this time.
Do we have any more details on her herself? Can we space Google her?
I'm not so clued up on social media. Perhaps our social media expert might be able to help us.
She can't. No. She's no idea what she's doing. It's just cool. Do something skillful with it, but yeah, sure. Of course she knows everything. What skill? What are we doing? I don't like. You'll mention the name, and she'll be like, I don't know. She's not cool.
She's not cool and interesting. She's
not that important.
rich and powerful.
Rich and powerful. So
Boring.
obviously she's a bit cool because all of these old fuddy-duddy people in Coriolis in charge, they're not cool.
Could you make a roll on your reputation?
Ooh.
Actually, so just 6 dice, because that's your reputation.
Yeah.
And we'll see what that finds for us.
Let's see. If I press reputation, will it roll it?
I don't think it does.
No.
All right, I'll just roll 66 then. I've got no one.
World
Oh
builder
my
playing
gosh.
fast and loose with the rules.
What
All
did
the
I get?
hardcore Coriolis people are going to be like, no, that's not how you roll it.
I can't see my roll. Oh, there's too
there you
many
go.
things open.
No
It
sixes.
is not a success, unfortunately.
Nah, she's not cool. She's not
No
cool.
idea. Could be anybody. Yeah, it's a woman. That's kind of cool, but
Well,
that's about all you've got so
a very
far.
public place, a very expensive place. I don't think we're going to be in
Well,
any
it's
kind
not
of...
very expensive. It's quite expensive.
Sure. Just only one, like, Not a starter and a main, and just
I will
a.
have the space lobster.
If there's
Start.
I'm googling it to see if there's like a set menu to.
Full tasting menu.
Chef's table. No, we want chef's table. This is the best. If we want to impress this woman and get her patronage, then we must, I'll go for the very best, obviously.
Yeah.
Just get ready.
I-
Just everyone get yourselves looking.
I
So
don't
So you
think
got
I'd
an
be-
hour to sort of get yourselves ready,
We're
have a bit of a
taking
wander around the
Nadra,
ship.
Just not trying to be.
Does the ship
mean,
have a
but-
chapel on it? Is there?
The ship does not have a chapel on it, no.
Oh no.
The captain has placed an icon of the
Yeah.
icons
But
on the
Talisman.
bridge, but there is
that's not
no.
going to give me some mechanical advantage when I need it.
People are shouting "push" in the chat.
That's just freely publishing being cheeky.
And Gen 2K.
Oh, and Gentoo. Yeah, not
Well,
people
he
there.
would,
Yeah,
wouldn't he?
Yeah,
He loves them darkness points.
he does.
He does love the pushing. Yes.
Um,
Is there? Somebody mentioned a research computer.
Yes.
Jafar would like to go and have a play with the research.
We have an hour.
computers.
We have an hour.
What did
I'll
that-
say to
Yes,
Jafar as
yes,
he
cousin,
wanders off to
yes.
check the research
Fine.
computer.
You can all access the research computer from your cabins or from the bridge. It's centrally located. It has like a little server room, but you don't need to be in that
I
room
would
to
like to go to
access
the
it.
server room, please.
It's wonderfully air conditioned.
Let's go and hug
Exactly.
the server.
Remember what
I-
happened
yeah,
last
I
time you were in a
just-
server room?
I just want to stroke the server. Nothing. I was not in
Oh no,
that
you
server
weren't
room.
there.
No,
Probably wise.
it was. Yes.
So yes, there is a solid stack super server research computer, high powered rendering, mapping, difficult software to run.
I would like to talk to the ship. Okay, ship.
Salam. I'm
Salam.
Wajib Al-Usra. How may I help you?
Salam alaikum. Ship, are you intimately familiar with the research computer? Are you the same? Are you separate intelligences? I want to know who I should be polite to.
The research computer is a separate device to my own intelligence, which is intrinsic to the ship. The research computer can be removed should need arise, whereas
Good to know.
if you try to remove me from the ship, it will create all manner of problems.
Oh, well, let's not do that. It suits you. In the same way that my brain suits my body. Can you help me with the research computer?
What do you wish it to do?
I wish to identify tasty opportunities for exploring xenoarchaeology in the reachable area. Just one jump away or so.
One jump away. Well, you're in kind of Kua, Altai, Kaf, Iwaz. These areas have all been very heavily researched. This is like the center of civilization. This is all the easy stuff here.
Okay, 2.
Your last dig on Algol was way out. Where's Algol gone? I've lost it. It's around here somewhere. But yes, Algol is a bit of a
I'm
way
worried about
out.
this computer.
No, this is a Yoda moment. That's me losing it. Lost a planet, Master Godleg has.
Oh God.
Oh,
almost
it was
like
in the
it
Algol
was-
records,
is
but now
almost
it's
like it
not.
was
1, 2, 3
deleted.
stations out.
Okay. Do I, stepping out slightly, am I able to take any advantage from whatever I found on Algol and parlay that into leads onto something else, or is it always going to be another new strike every time?
You might be able to parlay some advantage. Let's have an this is science, so it's a science roll with +2 for the computer and -1 for the vagary, so a total of +1 on a science roll.
Okay. So I hit the button next to science, presumably, and then
Wow.
I didn't have a +1 on that though.
Okay.
You need to activate modifiers.
Oh, how do I do that?
Roll
the
up a
top.
little bit, and if you go add prompt in roll, or just add a +1.
Gotcha. Well, I'll do that again then.
Just getting to know the character sheets a little bit.
Yes. I had seen that, but I had no idea what it
Gen
did.
2 case. Push!
Hey, there you go. So
test
actually doing it right. I think I might actually claim a darkness point for that, because that's
that would be fair enough.
Really, it's sort of pushed that.
I'll accept a push.
I'm gonna have a darkness point.
Go on. Tasty darkness.
Yes. Follow up from your dig on Algol is not nearby at all. The best you've got is Menkar, which is right on the outside edge of the third horizon. Now, Menkar as a planet is quite well known because it is the only other planet. It's at the far end of the third horizon. Only the most stubborn and curious of archaeologists go out that far, but it has a second monolith. Now, Kua, the planet you are currently in orbit around, has a monolith on it, a great big upright monolith that people live on and around and near. The one on Menkar has kind of fallen over. It's sort of a ruined monolith, but the dig you found on Algol links to either the one on Kua or the one on Menkar. So the Kua one has got people crawling all over it all of the time. There are university teams scouring it like nobody's business. But the one on Menkar is kind of ignored and has a reputation for being ripe with artifacts.
Ooh, well, there we go.
There are also a number of unpredictable astronomical anomalies in the area, which people think have something to do with the portals.
It's fine. Don't worry. It's all fine. Okay, so that sounds like a hot tamale. I would like, if presumably I have some sort of tablet thing, if I can get a download of a rough kind of star chart with even just scribbled on little notes on no good here or mined out or university research teams active here, so that when we go to the restaurant and our shady contact is going, "Oh, I would like you to go to the wonderful planet of flesh-eating plants," and I can look at that and go, "Oh, actually, yeah, that's a really good idea. Let's go there."
Yeah, sure. I mean, you can get a sort of, I suppose, using like your sort of archaeology network, you'd have a bit of a lowdown on who goes where on their holidays.
Yes.
Kind of thing. So you'd know what areas were hot, what areas were rumored to be up and coming. Baha is probably also a useful person to know there, because for all her frivolity and silliness, she does have a finger on the pulse of cool places to be to find cool stuff.
Okay. I will ping her and airdrop my map in progress and see if she has anything to add to it.
Probably not right now, but maybe in a bit. I'm gonna leave the ship early. I'm gonna leave the ship early. Head look at it's just like, oh no.
Can we put some sort of tracer on her before?
I'm tracking.
No, I'm just live streaming it. I'm just like,
okay.
That's true.
I'm gonna have to tune into her bloody social media.
Yeah.
She just wants the hits. That's what she's after.
Just after the live views, I'm going to make affiliate real quick with this now because of the extra hype from Jafar's dig. No, I'm going to head into the spaceport. I'm going to find like a shop. You can normally buy on Coriolis lottery tickets to win a seat at Alchemar's. Like the big fancy restaurant at the top, they do a lottery because it's so expensive. You can win a seat there. I'm going to buy 2 of them, head to the nearest chapel. One of the lotteries is for me, and one of the lotteries is to make a little prayer to the gambler. I'm going to make my offering, make a prayer, and spend some time doing that. And hopefully I'll win a seat at Alchemar's, which will really impress Jafar. But I won't tell I won't tell our captain if I win. I'll just tell him I've got a seat and we're going to have tea there. And you won't realize it's a prize. And yeah, that's
And he'll think it's going to like drain your coffers.
Yes, we'll go a funny color
I'm
again.
not gonna win, but that's the plan.
Yeah, you know that thing where the vein on the side of his head starts to throb. Oh, I love it when it does that.
Don't tell him, chat. That kind of thing. But yeah, that's what she's doing early.
Okay, so a short time later, once you've had your poke around and you've done your odds and sods, Dan, sorry, was there anything else you wanted to do before leaving the ship?
Do I have to leave the ship?
Do you want to borrow a tie?
You don't have to leave the ship if you don't want to.
No, it's just my character. It's just like,
Yeah.
I feel a bit awkward about it.
I suppose
but
that would be up to the captain then, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Captain, I don't believe I'd be welcome in such a nice establishment.
The invitation was for the crew, the whole crew. Perhaps you should be nearby.
I can wait outside.
Nearby in case we, they want to see everyone in our crew just for.
What? Are we horses? What? They want to see our
I
teeth?
don't know. So these, do you know what rich people are like?
Well, yes, they do want to see our teeth. Okay, right. I'll go brush my teeth.
You haven't brushed your teeth. Come
After
on,
Jafar
what have you been
says that,
doing
I
for the
like-
last hour?
Nedra just kind of panics and is like,
I've got my finest deep scarlet camise on, looking nice with the kind of family, it's kind of embroidered and everything to look. It's my smartest piece of clothing that I own. It is slightly torn at one section at the back that I try to hide, but it's so I keep my pouch on my belt sort of around that side to hide that. But it looks pretty nice otherwise.
I'm still wearing my same flight suit that I came in, but it smells a little bit better.
Deodorized. I will be in my white linen suit, obviously.
Obviously.
Black tie, and straw hat.
Mr. Jafar, sir, you look very fetching.
Ah, thank you, Nadra. You don't look so bad yourself. Do you want a hat or a tie? I can fix you up.
Oh no, not at all, sir.
Flight
Thank you.
suit with a tie.
Thank
That'd
you.
be a good look.
I don't know how to tie.
Where's
so-
Baha? Where's Baha?
Right, I have magnetic ones. You just.
Where's Baha?
I don't know. Ship!
Don't talk to the ship.
Salam.
Salam alaikum.
I am the
Salam
artificial
alaikum.
intelligence for Wajib al-Azra. How may I help you?
Do you have a name, Ship? Because I feel calling you Ship is rude.
I am Wajib al-Azra.
Ah, okay. Wajiba. Yes. We were wondering where the small one is. With the much plastic. Baha.
Ah. Ms. Zamir has left her plastic behind
Oh,
and has
where
left the ship.
well, I hope you're
Okay,
keeping the
fine.
plastic safe.
Let's go. Come on, she'll meet us there.
Okay.
She
you're in a
better.
hurry.
She better meet us there.
So you arrive at the restaurant. Passing through the Spice Plaza is always an experience. You almost wouldn't know you were in space were it not for the fact that you can see out of the windows that you're in space. It's got huge ceilings. There are tents everywhere, large buildings, thronging with people. The Spice Plaza is busy all the time, day and night. There are people everywhere in every kind of dress, from the dirtiest flight suits to the finest jaliba and kameez. Everybody's mingling and crushed in together. You've got a date salesman right next door to a tech salesman. People are shouting and calling out their wares. People are always trying to stop you. They want you to buy this. They want you to buy that. Would you like an upgrade? Do you need a new tabula? The finest plums, best peaches this side of Algol.
That's a long
Barkers
way.
and callers and shouters. Performing monkey with a monkey organ. That's actually kind of cool.
Oh, I love the monkey.
And that's actually where you find Baha, who's currently live streaming the monkey.
I'm going to appear behind the monkey with a grumpy look on my face.
I'll make some sort of like, don't forget to like, subscribe on Patreon.
Black Games.
And yeah, that kind of stuff at the end. Wave to the two people who are watching. One of them is probably the ship.
The other one's Nedra.
Yeah, people who I'm streaming to because I'm so and end the stream and then be like, yeah, no problem, Captain, let's go.
So you enter the restaurant. I didn't tell you the name of the restaurant earlier, did I?
No.
I thought you did, but I can't
think you
remember
mentioned
what it was.
but I missed it.
I'll give Baha a little look like, is she all right? Kind of a look up and down like she hasn't been roughed up by anyone or got in trouble in the last
No,
35
I've
minutes.
been to Temple.
Sure.
Oh, come on, cousin. You cannot say her if she says she has been to Temple.
Sure,
So the
but
restaurant
Temple takes
is-
5 minutes, but she can get in trouble like quicker than. Come on, Jafar, you know.
My prayers take longer than 5 minutes.
The temple is called Al Haima, which is the tent. And it's set up like a tent, but it's inside a building. So what they've got instead is they've got huge canvas sidings ranging from the ceiling to the walls. There is an enormous buffet all around one whole corner, but there's also table service available. When you enter, a maitre d' in the uniform camise approaches and says, looks over the three of you and notices that you've got a family crest on. And so he addresses Captain Amir and says, "Good day, sir. How may I assist you?"
We are meeting someone, and I assume the email had some kind of invitation or something that I'll show the.
Ah, Captain Amir, a pleasure to see you.
Thank you.
Please come this way. He looks at Nadra, sort of lingering in the background. Will your servant be joining you?
That is not our servant.
not a servant, but not presently. Not just waiting for someone.
I have
Yes.
instructions to permit him entry on the invitation.
I'll turn around and just kind of do a very curt hand gesture.
Nadra sort of like looks around like paranoid and then kind of like frog
There
marches away from the restaurant.
There's a noodle bar just over the street, which has got a lot of young people sat around outside it. Loads of people with screens over one eye and tabulas on the go, chatting and talking to one another. It looks like a much more. It just looks like a much more interesting and safe place to be.
That's where Nadra sort of almost like panics as the captain looks at him and then like turns around and just walks to this other place and just sits down with the tabula.
I'll turn around and say, he won't be joining us.
Of course, sir. Please, this way. And he leads you through the restaurant to a slightly more secluded area of the tent, which looks like you've gone round almost like 360 degrees back to the origin, and you're in a quiet little alcove. There are cushions on the floor, rugs. There's a little brazier with some sandalwood burning in it. The room is candlelit. They've clearly gone to some expense to make this look as primitive as possible.
Is there Wi-Fi around this area? I'm guessing there is.
Oh, absolutely, yes.
Yep. How secure is Baha's tabula?
Oh, probably not at all. Like,
not even a little bit.
So I could easily just patch in and listen to the conversation without too much trouble.
I mean, a single success would do it, and it wouldn't be particularly challenging. So make a data gin roll. Yeah. Yeah, you can easily piggyback on.
So I've sort of like piggybacked in, and I'm just listening to conversation because I didn't want to be in there, but I kind of want to know what's going on. So.
Fair enough.
Is there anyone in there?
Could the rest of you make an observation roll? Those of you who are in the restaurant.
Oh yes.
Oh yes.
Oh God.
Observation. Yay.
Limited success.
Wow, Jafar did not pass an observation
Oh,
roll.
this system hates me.
What's your observation? It must be like 3 and 5.
4.
It's mental. It's
4.
like 4 and 4
Oh,
or
blimey.
something.
No, 5. 4 plus 5. 9. I've got 9 dice.
Yeah, and you didn't get a single one.
Yeah.
So
I
Fawzi and
rolled
Baha,
4.
you both noticed that there are some waiters who clearly aren't. I mean, they look like they're waiting, but they're bulked up. They're still wearing the uniform of Al Khaimah, this sort of black camise over white trousers with a gold sash. But they bulk considerably larger than the other waiters, and you suspect that they may have some concealed weaponry. Now, they're being quite discreet about it, and they're stood off away from where you are, but they're clearly protecting the area. Sat at the table that you're shown to is a young lady. She has a headscarf covering her hair. She's wearing a camise in cream with huge baggy trousers in deep maroon, very close to your family's color. And she's got little velvet slippers with a slight curl to the toe. And she stands up as you arrive and bows to the three of you. Welcome. Thank you so much for coming. Please join me.
In return.
Thank you for inviting us. I'll go and sit down.
One of the servers pours everybody a small cup of tea from a almost golden teapot in the very old style, the sort of lengthy teapot with the big spout, and the cups are only about that big, and the tea is incredibly sweet.
Drink it in one go and just like put it down.
I have taken the liberty of ordering the tasting menu, so the food will just be delivered and we can talk at our leisure.
Excellent. We were telling the captain that was the best way to proceed here.
Of course, of course. You are clearly a man of taste and discretion.
Yes, I
am. I excuse, please, the clandestine nature of my contact with yourselves. However, I have come into some information and I lack a ship and a crew of sufficient training and skill, whereas you have a ship of sufficient training and skill and lack information and a job. I understand your ship has only arrived today. So I thought we may be able to work together on a job that could be mutually beneficial, both for my organization and for your reputation as skilled treasure seekers. I've heard, of course, about the Algol adventure and the success you had there.
Yeah.
And I feel this may be of interest to you as a person with specialism in antiquities.
Okay, I'm interested.
At this point, the first course arrives, and it's little things wrapped in leaves and dainty, delicate little bits of fish on sticks.
I'm really hungry, so I eat like a load of it really quickly, and then it's gone.
Captain, pace yourself. There are 73 courses.
Sorry, we were taught that whenever there's food in front of you, eat it.
Okay, you're not in the military anymore.
It's a hard habit to break, cousin, as you know.
Yes, you notice how you didn't have to kill it yourself with your bare hands? That's how you can tell you're not in the military anymore.
Well, we are, as my cousin has said to you, we are clearly interested and capable, and would.
I didn't say that bit.
You said we're interested and we are capable.
Yes, I mean, yes, absolutely. And we
Your
have a ship.
I understand, is quite fast.
A fast ship. Yes, it is. It is pretty fast. Yes.
Good. And obviously, you're an archaeologist, and you have a limited crew. Discretion is quite a considerable consideration.
Oh, we are extremely discreet, and I kick
Totally
Baha
discreet.
under the table.
Totally discreet.
We're a tight knit group. and we trust each other implicitly, I'll say, looking at Baha.
I put my arm around Baha. Go, yes, absolutely. Family.
Yeah,
You can't trust
totally
family. Who can you
discreet.
trust?
All the best security protocols, everything. Totally
Good. The second course arrives.
I like to think it has tentacles.
So, what exactly and where exactly are involved with this job, if you don't mind me being?
One of the reasons I'm in need of a fast ship is because of the distance involved. It is a trip out to the far end of the third horizon. Indeed, are you at all familiar with Menkar?
I will attempt to look surprised. No, tell me more.
Menkar is the farthest point in the third horizon. It's famous for having a second monolith, much like the one below
that
on Kua.
Menkar. Yes, of course.
Quite, yes.
While this conversation's going on, all of a sudden on Baha's tablet pops up Menkar, its location, and a little bit of a star map, so she can look
The
almost
Wikipedia
intelligent.
entrance.
Yeah. Baha, you're not entirely sure how this has turned up on your tablet, but it's showing you all the stuff you need to know about this place.
Good phone. I bought a good phone, right? A good tablet. Yeah.
This is actually kind of useful for Baha. Baha's a scout and a pathfinder and likes to find out about places. So this information coming to you is actually kind of handy, and you could see where it could be improved on. There's not a lot about the planet there. Beyond the fact that it's got this second monolith, not a lot is known about it. It's a lot of jungles.
Oh, yeah. Jungles. Wet. Hot.
Now,
Healing jungles.
Great.
politically speaking, this is a somewhat sensitive issue because it speaks to the division that comes between First Come and Zenithian.
Oh.
Now, the First Come obviously were the first people to arrive here. The Zenithians are the first people to set out for here, but arrived second because they did not have access to the portals.
No.
So as a result, this is a matter of some delicacy. I have reason to believe that one of the first probes sent to the third horizon will shortly be re-entering horizon space.
And you believe it will re-enter at Menkar?
Indeed, that is correct.
This is very interesting information.
When the First Come arrived, one of the first things they did was to send out probes to evaluate the full extent of the third horizon. Now, most of those probes went out, found planets, came back. Some of the subsequent planets were discovered by further voyages, people probing portals to unknown destinations. But we know of at least 2 probes that did not return. One of them, the one that was sent out to the galactic northwest from our current location, was called Scheherazade. Scheherazade has been sending signals recently, signals that have been missing for hundreds of years. We have not been able to detect any trace of the probe for a very, very long time, but on some very, very old channels, recent information has come to light that suggests that Scheherazade is on her way back into the third horizon. What I would like for you to do is to reach Scheherazade before our competitors do.
And who are they?
We don't know entirely. While our resources are not inconsiderable, we suspect that there are a number of people who would show an interest in it. Whether or not they have access to the information is another question. The Legion, we know, has an interest, as do some other corporate entities. Any kind of information about the earliest days of the First Come is incredibly valuable. Now, if Scheherazade has found other planets or other portals and brings back that information, the first people to discover it will reap the benefits of that finding. The trouble we're faced with is that Scheherazade is a hundreds of year old probe. So the technology that she carries is antiquated and outdated at best.
This is fun.
But for an accomplished archaeologist such as yourself,
Oh, well.
it should be
Yes.
less of an issue. Now, the other problem we have is that Scheherazade is approaching quickly. Now, as near as we can tell, her speed is, I hesitate to use the word astronomical for obvious reasons, but it is an accurate depiction of how fast she's going. Without using portals, she is approaching the speed of light itself.
She's
Oh.
gone superluminal.
Not quite superluminal, no, but approaching the speed of light. We factor on somewhere in the 90th centile of the speed of light due to variant forms of acceleration. We're not sure how it's been able to get this fast. Under its own power, Scheherazade should not be able to manage much more than 7 times the speed of sound. But 90% luminal speed is truly spectacular. And if we can establish how that has happened, that promises a great deal of advance in terms of space travel.
Yes,
The
clearly.
tactical advantage.
How are we to? Sorry, Captain. Maybe
How
you
are we
can.
to stop it?
How do we even catch up with it?
Catching up is possible. We believe that
What does
as
speed 3
Scheherazade,
mean?
not that fast.
Okay.
Even speed 5 isn't that fast.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't know what the relative.
I mean, you're
number-
speedy, but you're not that speedy.
Yeah,
Nothing
sure,
really
sure.
is.
Yeah, yeah.
Our
We
ships
believe
We're
that
gonna have
as
to
she
stick something in the
approaches
way.
the Menkar
Oh.
system,
Don't like
that she will be braking using the sun's gravity
Ah, travel back in
around
time.
Menkar.
Oh, she's going to slingshot. Okay.
The reverse of a slingshot, if you like.
Kind of catching net.
Yes, so almost like a gravitic net. If you are in the right position during the gravitic netting process, you should be able to attach to Scheherazade. I understand your ship has the capacity to do so,
Yes.
Yeah.
and either slow, redirect, or enter and discover what is going on with her from that point.
Okay. So
This,
we need an astrophysicist.
if you are competent enough in piloting and you are able to run the calculations properly, I understand you have quite a good computer. She seems to know an awful lot about your ship.
Hmm.
No, we're aware of this problem.
Captain, what do you think?
It depends on which body it's going to use for this braking maneuver. If it's a large gas giant, then that should be okay. If it's the star, we may have some problems with the shields, with the armor.
Your shields are adequate in order to make portal jumps, and they normally take place quite close to the star. Now, Scheherazade shouldn't be passing that close to the star. She should pass around the star in a parabolic orbit, which may also run through a gas giant. Our calculations are currently not 100% accurate. We can say with 60% certainty that there is an aero braking possibility through the system's gas giant.
Okay, I'm hearing a lot of shoulds. I'm also hearing that you already have some modeled
Yeah.
data. Would you be able to share that with us to aid us if we take on the job? Sorry, Captain.
If you are interested in taking on this job, we
your
will absolutely
responsibility.
share with you such data as we have.
Okay.
And I can
So,
also
you've
assure you
given
that
us
this
lots of-
data will not be used for military means or to provide an advantage to an individual group or corporation. This information will be used to benefit all the people of the Third Horizon.
And the probe itself will obviously belong in a museum, yes?
Naturally, if Scheherazade is returned, it will need to be studied at great length and preferably by professional academics in an appropriate venue.
Yes,
Whether
talk
that
to
is
people.
a museum or a research laboratory is another story, but it certainly should not disappear into a corporate lab.
Okay.
However,
Captain,
such an
do
undertaking does require resources
we-
and a
coffee.
coffee. Yes, Jafar will get you some coffee.
Okay.
And there are costs involved. I assume you have funding for this mission.
Naturally, I would not have contacted you if we were not able to fund you.
To do so would be insulting and a waste of all of our times.
Very well.
Quite.
Do you have a proposed budget for this mission?
I am at liberty to propose to you 200,000 beer for this mission. I will also open a line of credit for you for provisioning with the harbour master, if that is your wish, and all of our information will be downloaded onto your systems before you are able to depart.
We may have to merge that line of credit with one that Jafar's already set up, but yes, that sounds good.
If such a line of credit already exists, it can be overwritten without too much difficulty.
Out of character, although I started with 5,000 beer, how much? 200,000 is that?
That's a big, big
Yeah, I thought so.
income.
I thought so.
Most
I saw
of the
Millie's
jobs,
face. Went,
a starting captain would be looking for 10,000 beer jobs.
Okay. Now I'm highly suspicious.
Yeah, now we're going to
if you've taken, for instance, the sheep job, that's sort of 3,000 beer.
Oh God!
Transporting sheep, of which you'd have to spend at least 300
change.
Cleaning sheep poo out of your cargo hold.
Sinatra's job.
Okay.
Feels so bad.
Right. So we need all the data you have. Any models you've currently run, you need to pass over to my cousin.
Yes, and
and he'll no doubt be able to improve upon them and add his own genius to correctly figure this problem out. I'll have a look at the course.
I think Baha would be able to help you there. I would be interested if you have also research database that you could share, particularly for the machine script and whatever programs you believe the Scheherazade will be running, so that when we make contact,
that is included in our data bundle that we will make available to you.
Believe, or do your experts believe, that we will need any?
You're on about the 5th course by this point, and you're getting into like big meals now.
Starting to sketch things on napkins and stuff and go, okay, so what about the hard ports? Are we talking about a 1st generation multi-jack, or are we onto a 3rd generation omni-plug?
You may well find yourself needing to jury rig some kind of interface device to bridge the difference between modern technology and the capacity of Scheherazade.
Okay, I'm going to start just pinging Nadra with questions. Can we do this?
Yeah, I just reply. Yeah, should be able to jerry rig something with tech that old.
I'm just going to
700-year-old software. Piece of piss, mate.
I'm going to flick him a whole bunch of basically museum pieces and go, can you build something that interfaces with this?
It's all just ones and zeros, isn't it? Just ones and zeros, that's it.
Yeah, but we have to first get to the numbers.
This is like asking your IT guy at work if he can interface your Mac with the anti-Catherion device.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, basically a message come back saying that should be no problem.
Okay, well,
that was Independence Day, wasn't it? Interfacing a Mac with a
the alien spacecraft. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. I'm just going to ping Nadra a little smiley face,
execute button,
and then go
to switch off the alien armada.
We have a line of credit. Tell me what toys you need.
I probably imagine I've already got the sufficient tech.
The welding mask that he didn't even know he was wearing snaps down. It's MacGyver o'clock.
If there's
at
anything
point,
you'd like.
At some point when our host isn't, like, I assume she's paying a lot of attention, but she might go to the bathroom, or just stop to call for more wine. I'll lean over and just go, publicity rights. Publicity.
Oh yes, that's very important.
To publicity
photos, the streaming of the entering of the probe. Oh, she's
well, you two want to get the coverage of it, yeah? The
coverage
the news stuff.
We need
exclusive.
like exclusive, so we can get the. I mean, I don't mind whether we're on the Bulletin or the Red Spider, but we need to have the.
I suppose that's how we get the prestige, isn't it?
Yeah. Citations. Yeah. Obviously,
this is a good point. Obviously, we are concerned about direct live broadcasts. We prefer the broadcast be delayed. We have no objection to you taking recording, and then upon delivery,
There'd be an
broadcast
editing
rights
process.
would revert to you. So once Scheherazade has been brought back and safely recovered, and the contract is concluded, so at conclusion of your contract, at that point, we are happy to build in a broadcast clause wherein you could broadcast and or televise your exploits in finding and rescuing Scheherazade.
Recovering, yes. When you say brought back to here, I just want to be very specific about the successful conditions for this contract.
I feel that Coriolis Station would probably be too difficult a location to return such a prestigious artifact to. We have a research satellite in orbit around Dabara.
I will look at my star charts. Well,
Dabara
my
is
star
kind
charts
of the
are
other way. Dabara
actually.
is classic rich people territory. Where have you gone, Dabara? I know you're around here somewhere. Knew I should have memorized this map.
Yeah, Ben. I'm just trying to remember.
Oh, there it is.
Satellite.
Yes. Yeah. So you'd be bringing it back and around in a bit of a loop. But yes, Dabara is also out of the way. It's kind of the southernmost edge of the horizon. But you don't want to be bringing this back to somewhere with heavy commerce.
No.
Okay. So when is the Scheherazade due?
At the current speed she is traveling at, we believe Scheherazade will arrive in Menkar solar system within the month.
All right.
It should only take you a few weeks to jump out there. I realize it is a long distance and quite a significant number of jumps. And so we're also prepared to cover the cost of your portal jumps.
Oh, well, thank you.
So you don't need to wait along for a convoy or anything. You'll be able to make a direct jump.
That sounds essential for something that needs to be discreet and also rapid.
Yes, and what other confirmed parties are there involved or interested or aware?
Confirmed. This is where it becomes a bit more tricky.
The legions.
In terms of what is confirmed, we don't know for sure. We know. Remember my names now.
Gen 2K's put, one day a Coriolis crew will receive a job offer by someone with no nefarious undertones.
I would like you to deliver these sheep.
Yeah, that's what I think. Yeah.
I
We
will
know
pay you
Arca are
50
definitely
million
interested.
beer.
Just don't touch the sheep.
Arca are definitely interested.
Sorry, say again?
Arca are interested, as are the Legion. No doubt the Pariah will also want to know. And the Consortium are also likely to be very interested. As to the others, we're not so sure.
Okay. Great.
Those four are the ones most likely to have information on a par with that we have ourselves.
I'm interested how you know this and who you're representing, but I'm also aware that you're probably not going to divulge that information to me.
Well, discretion
is important
goes both
for your
ways.
client. Yes. Very well.
Baha, a message appears randomly on your screen. You don't know where it's come from. It just says, "Too good to be true?" Question mark.
I look around like and just nod, like assuming whoever's like it's a chat message. Like, where's the camera? Like, yeah, it is. But resist the but is we're going to be famous. We're going to be famous from this, right?
It feels like this is an event too big to pass up.
Yeah.
Wouldn't
Yeah,
you
this
agree?
is a fame and fortune job.
Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
And I know our cousin, who's just stepped to the men's chamber, would definitely be interested in this. Very well. We shall take your job.
Ah,
Yeah.
Excellent. Excellent. I'm very glad to hear it.
And I think we should also take a short break. Sorry, Aldoon's just snuck off. It just reminded me that
Seems fair.
I need to sneak off as well.
Probably a sound idea. So if you don't mind, we will take a short break and we'll return in 2 or 3 minutes.
Marvelous.
Yes. And don't forget to follow Garblag Games on Twitch and subscribe on YouTube. And check out all those wonderful things. Thursday we're doing Traveller and Friday we're doing Call of Cthulhu.
Woo.
Okay. See you in 5 or 10 minutes, probably. Don't go anywhere. Get some snacks and some drinks.
Thanks. Maniacal laughter now.
Right. Okay. Looks like we are back for the post nature break section of the show. I just had a dark chocolate Kit Kat. So
Brought to
there
you
you go.
by Centre Parks,
I
the
had
best nature
2
break.
Tunnocks tea cakes.
Is that what that
Oh,
was?
is that what they were? I thought it was a
Yeah.
cream egg.
I thought it
No.
was a cream egg.
Tunnocks
I
tea
had a little
cakes.
Kinder chocolate bar thing.
oh, I love the little Kinder chocolate bars.
Yeah,
I had
Oh.
some
The
Lindor, the
wave-
strawberry and cream ones.
Ooh.
But not a Scotch egg.
But not
No.
Scotch egg.
Scotch egg.
Love a Scotch egg.
I love a Scotch egg, but not in the context.
Yeah. So we
So
just accepted
when-
this job.
You had just accepted the job from Sophia Albay
In Alzheimer.
in Alzheimer, yes, the restaurant. And she passes a tabula across to you. This is a standard non-disclosure agreement with a contract of employment. Please feel free to take your time going through it. Don't feel like I'm
Yeah. I'm gonna
pressuring you or anything. You do what you need to do.
I'm gonna do
Can
that
have
thing.
the family lawyer look over it.
I
I think that's me, isn't it?
Yeah, we had to let the actual lawyer go, so I will just hand it over to Jafar.
Okay, how long is it?
Oh, it's long.
I might get the ship to look at it.
What's a good law thing? Let me think. Make a manipulation roll.
I was going to argue for culture, but all right.
I'll take culture. Yeah, they're both empathy driven. Both are appropriate.
Okay. Let's see how much roll hate 20 hates me today. Oh, hello.
Hey, critical
There we go.
success.
The non-useful roll.
Could be very useful. You don't know what you might see right now.
Yeah, I really do want to check the contract quite
You check that contract with a fine tooth comb. It takes you all through the dessert
Oh, I'm missing
section
the sherbet. Hold on.
of the meal.
It would be
Oh.
quicker, but I'm like, check the exclude, check the
Exclusivity.
publicity. Check. Well, we got to that.
I know.
Broadcast
Remote
rights.
drones, active cameras, sound.
Yeah,
What
you've
about
got your.
What about, and I will say
Book
my soldier
deal.
mind coming on here, what about danger pay? What if we get into, what if not of our own, because obviously we wouldn't initiate any kind of conflict or encounter, but if another were to, and say, for example, one of us was to be heavily injured and require, hefty hospital bills.
Section
or-
4, subsection 3B
The
Okay.
morbidity bonus.
does cover the overall payment of 200,000 per is non-negotiable.
Mhm.
However, should significant medical cases need be forthcoming as a result of this direct mission, there is a proviso for a further 50,000 insurance policy to cover any injury or accident as a result of this direct mission.
Okay. Ship repairs.
Ship repairs will come out of your share of the deal. Undertaking this is a risk, and that much should be apparent. We have to phrase it that way because should you have an accident while docking with Scheherazade, that's inherent to the mission and therefore can't be
What we're
provided
being
for
paid
separately.
for. Yes.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yes.
However, your mission
Hostile
does not
action.
involve us in engaging in combat, space or otherwise. So
No,
that
there
would
is
be
no
a
proviso
variable component.
for combat with any other third horizon parties.
We don't want to, so that's fine.
Excellent. We would hope to avoid any kind of conflict.
Of course.
We will stay quiet and no one will know we were there.
I think
We
we should
hope.
probably leave as soon as we possibly can.
Yeah, I think so too.
Can someone? I'll lean over to Baha and whisper. Can you tell Nadra to head back to the ship?
All of a sudden, a message appears on the screen. I'm already on my way.
Yeah, I can do
Tell him to swing by the provisioners. We already have orders coming.
Go for your life.
I'll just be like, sure.
Okay.
Your
Well,
cabin with cheesy Watsits.
is there a secure
Jesus.
communication frequency that we can have for Debara when we get there, or an emergency one if we don't get there?
Yes, I will have a drive delivered to your ship within the hour that will contain all of our information, secure encryption frequencies.
Excellent.
And the location of our research satellite.
Excellent.
Okay. Well, thank you for the delicious meal and the wonderful opportunity to collaborate on this exciting venture.
You are quite welcome.
This will be a great thing for all of humanity.
Your paper on the Algol dig was one of the things that led us to consider you for this particular mission. It's an incredible piece of work, and you should be rightly proud. And Captain, your service record is admirable.
I look embarrassed and just nod. We're all proud of Jafar and his accomplishments, and we have an excellent crew. They're great at what they do.
Yes. And Aunt and Uncle are quite proud of Fuzzy as well.
Well, it has been an absolute pleasure. I look forward to working with you again in future, if such a thing becomes possible. Please feel free to stay and enjoy coffee, wine.
It's very kind of you, but I feel that I'll stand up and I'll be pulling Baha up by the.
Wait, no, I need to take a picture
Nostrils.
of the pudding.
Okay. Do your food thing. Why do I always find you taking pictures of what you're eating?
People want to see it.
At least she no longer films what she chews.
I don't understand.
I'm very glad that fad was very short-lived. Very unpleasant.
Sophia, thank you very much, and a pleasure to make your acquaintance. We shall be leaving.
But I have coffee coming. Can I get that to
Take
go?
away.
Can I get that to go?
Very, very tiny cardboard cup is given to you on your way out.
Wonderful.
Just take the pot.
If they'll let me.
Right.
Do we often leave restaurants running? The family tradition.
It's not running. It's not running. It's
running.
moving with purpose.
That angry walk.
Yes, the captain is moving with purpose.
No,
I'm
I
dawdling
just
with my coffee.
when she started listing out all the groups that might be involved, I started to get a bit more worried. So it's like, if we get there as soon as we can and be completely prepared, keep an eye on everything, then that will be good. Let's not hang
Okay.
around.
Well,
Is,
we need.
like as a more of a character question than something Baha would ask, was Fawzi in the Legion, or was it a different force? Was it a different military he was with?
I don't think I specified.
No,
Pete.
you didn't specify. Does it make sense for it to be the Legion?
It could be, or it could be a planetary defense one. Up to you.
Probably the Legion, because it says that,
That's the most
recognized
likely
and
one, to be
decorated.
fair.
So it's kind of like, it wouldn't be a planetary one. It would be the Legion. So he's like a legionnaire of some. He's done some good stuff.
And some stuff.
Seen things you people wouldn't believe.
Which is why I know if they're interested, you don't want to be anywhere near it.
Well, that was my next kind of like,
Yeah.
if Fawzi has served with the Legion, he's gonna have a little bit of
Might have a contact or two that I could talk to.
or at least be like, oh, they've got tech kind of thing.
That's why I'm worried.
Mm-hmm.
What do we know about Debar? I'll say to Jafar.
Rich place.
Yeah, but
it's the wrong way. I mean,
I know. But why are we taking it to some research station on?
No, it just gives Jafar more time to poke it.
Well,
yes,
I'm wondering how much that we can.
Yeah, in the contract, does it say anything about you poking it around?
I don't know. Does it?
No, it doesn't. As long as you're prepared to hand over your research, at the end, you're entitled to have as much of a poke at it as you like.
I can see much poking happening.
Great. That won't go wrong.
No way anything could possibly go wrong.
I'm just going to connect up the ship's intelligence to this really old
strange-
probe.
What are these
This
strange
really old thing that
ovomorph
is
things? I don't
Almost
understand.
reach light speed.
Yeah.
By
Okay.
itself.
Anyway, so yeah, Debara is rich person planet. Nothing special. Do I know anything else?
Anyway,
It's very, very polarized planet. There's extremes of rich and poor there. Debara is mostly a desert planet. The people who are there, it's kind of space Dubai.
yeah, that's what I was thinking. Beautiful
People
arcology
who made their money
surrounded
there
by
have money, and people that don't have money there will never get it.
Okay.
Is Debara the place with like the fancy moon? That's the sort of holiday moon, or am I getting confused?
Think it is.
All right.
Debara is the one where they have these sort of ancient noble families who own everything.
I was actually going to ask Ben, our family line, which we are, first come.
Yes.
Is there anything fancy about our family line, or is it just we've been around?
The fact that you're first come is fancy enough.
Okay. But it wouldn't be like we don't have an ancestor who had anything to do with the Scheherazade mission that was sent out.
Once you get that far back in your ancestry, everybody has an ancestor who did everything, don't they?
Okay.
You know how it goes.
Oh yeah.
You push your, it's like the Vikings. Yes, I can translate my ancestry to Odin, as can every other bugger.
Yeah,
he got around a lot.
Yeah.
Okay. Do we therefore suspect that Safia is of one of these ancient and venerable houses? Is this a likely
representative of,
or a representative of?
Let me
or an
think.
Actual
didn't necessarily get that feel from her. I'm not sure.
In terms of getting a feel of her, she was very, very guarded. So I would call for a manipulation roll if you want to find out, if you want to intuit who you think she was representing.
I would happily like to do that.
Here we go. I've got 2 dice on this bad boy. Boom! Ha! 2 successes
on both of them. Look at that.
Oh yes.
There you go. You take this one, cousin. Your keen military senses.
No. So my question is she Legion?
Oh, shit.
If you take those two questions and kind of bash them against each other, you kind of get information out from it. She is clearly of a wealthy family line. She didn't carry herself like a military person. She carried herself more like a scholar. But the kind of scholar who knows they know things and knows that what they know might not be something that people need to know.
Okay.
The kind of scholar of things man was not meant to know of.
Oh, my favorite kind.
Uh-oh.
No,
Now
she's definitely not military. You could see that the two bodyguards might well have been ex-military.
Oh, yeah.
They definitely had some kind of training.
Yeah.
But no, she herself is definitely not Legion. And you get the feeling that from your second success, despite the fact that she carries herself as someone of ancestry and breeding, that she's not directly representing a family.
She's not one of those foundation jobbos, is she?
Hard to get a read.
Classic use of law there. Foundation jobbos.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, everybody knows what I mean there. No. They like to keep knowledge is one of the things that like secrets.
Gather them and keep them.
Truth is to be shared. It must be out in the open, in the sunlight, where it can thrive, but also in an atmospheric dome, so it does not wither and die.
Okay, let's go back to the ship.
Dan, what do you want to do? You've had some noodles. You've spied on a conversation.
I sent him to the shop.
Yeah, I was going to say, I was just going to do what I was asked to do when I was listening into the conversation.
You go pick up the shopping list.
Yeah.
So in terms of tools and kit, you've got a salvage station on the ship and a service station. So it's conceivably possible that you have everything you need to build whatever you might need.
I was gonna say there's gonna be like loose wires and bits and pieces. That
all the basics are going to be there, unless you want to order something specific and special. There's no need,
because I mean, realistically, nothing's going to exist in this current time frame that would actually junction with it. It would just be bits and pieces that I think I might need to strip to make something.
Unless you're going to pull a rocket racket, I need that guy's eye.
Yeah.
Then
and that
you've
fellow's
got
leg.
what you need to jury rig stuff.
That's fine. Then no, I'm just going to be doing what I was asked to do.
So putting through, dried macaroni cheese, tinned chickpeas. As soon as Jafar comes along and looks at your shopping list, he's just going to delete the whole thing and reorder everything.
You go, okay, well, that's for you.
Astronaut ice cream.
I mean, for me, it probably looked like I was probably buying like some fairly nice quality stuff.
Yeah.
For me, that was like pretty awesome. I was like, oh, okay.
Well, named brand dried macaroni cheese.
But
I don't care.
Otherwise,
I've got a box of military rations in my quarters.
I will stock the ship responsibly as for an expedition, as I am expert in.
For 19th century French nobility.
Yes, only the finest caviar for this expedition.
Cool.
A friend of mine once went to a LARP as a member of the French nobility and built a 4-poster bed inside his tent.
Nice.
And stayed in bed for the entire weekend.
There we go. Staying in character. Very good.
Holding court.
Some folks asked in chat for a little bit more of those foundation jobbies explanation. They basically do a lot of research. There were some of the guys who decrypted getting into portals, like these portals built by the
portal builders.
The portal builders, like the precursors, whatever we want to name them here. They found like they worked out the decryption for that, and they do lots of sort of research and tech and cool stuff. But it's all ours.
Secret.
Yeah.
Keep it secret. Keep it
Yeah.
safe.
Right, has everyone got their stuff?
Yes.
I believe so.
Yeah, so a couple of changes of clothes, a few bits and pieces, fully stocked pantry. And then it's time for space.
Space!
Let us space.
Yay! Who
I'll
is
find
the
out.
pilot?
I
I
can
think there's
fly
a
a
few
ship.
of you that have some facility with piloting.
I can fly.
Yes, but I prayed to the gambler.
Yeah, you get it.
The gambler is in charge of piloting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know.
So who's taking her out?
I pray to the messenger, who's in charge of getting places, not just
Did
flying.
we get that? Did we get that stuff from? The
Yes, that was delivered to you before the
Cool.
others even made it back.
So, when the captain arrives, I'm going to suggest that I maybe look over stuff before it gets plugged into the ship and downloaded. But I'm going to do it
That's your job, isn't it?
Captain. I suggest that I look over any of the data before it goes into the ship.
Of course. That's step one.
Literally why we pay you.
Yeah, but I'm trying to seem almost important. Trying to be involved
Yeah,
in this
yeah,
whole.
yeah.
Keeping the ship
Yeah.
safe.
Well, yeah. Can you check through it and let me know if there's any kind of, I don't know. I don't know your stuff. Worms or tracer
I just say
programs or
oddities.
Trojan horses or anything like that.
Space
What's a
oddities.
Trojan? What's a horse? What's a Trojan horse?
I don't know. I don't know.
What's a falcon?
These are ancient terms for types of
I heard about
vehicle.
it in the military.
And then
Someone mentioned
data
it.
gin me.
Some ancient
Data here, yeah.
legend.
It's coming up.
Ooh.
I'm going to have to push that.
It seems fine.
Mm.
Hey!
Hey.
There we go.
A sensible use of the pushing, and kind of worth the darkness point, really. So you kind of attach remote probes and you poke at this thing, and it doesn't seem to be working. You can't get anything out of it, and then you sort of spoof the appearance that it's integrated with the ship's systems, and it comes to life and starts throwing back signals and dumping information into your little secure server that you've hooked it up to. So you've got it locked into a virtual server, and you pull up all of this information. And so you've got information on the structure, the design, the build of the Scheherazade. It's a really primitive probe. Obviously, it's primitive by super space sci-fi standards.
Yeah.
So it's a probe that's designed to survive for centuries in deep space whilst gathering telemetry and information on its travels. It's got a huge hard drive. It's unmanned, obviously, but there is enough space for a few people to fit inside to move around, because it's got an engine section and the computer section and all the coolants and stuff that wrap around that, sensor suites, probes, all of that stuff. So there's the full breakdown on the Scheherazade probe itself. There's predicted vectors with varying degrees of probability. From the highest probability, which is this sort of reverse slingshot gravitic net effect that will cause it to slow down enough so that you could land the ship on or near or surround it. Your ship is probably bigger than Scheherazade. Scheherazade is like a size 2 and you're a size 3. So arguably, instead of landing on it, you'll be plugging into it and being able to access it through your ship's salvage rig. Some of the other projected transports are a little bit concerning. There is one with a 30% probability that it will slam into the surface of Menkar.
Well, that would be embarrassing.
Yeah, I mean, we're talking extinction level event were it to do that.
So no one else would be there for the artifacts. Interesting.
Win-win.
More importantly, and what I'm really looking for, is there anything on here that's designed to integrate with the ship in a should we say, less than useful way. I.e., someone's could potentially use a backdoor into our ship's security and so on and so forth.
There is something that is designed to integrate with the ship, and it looks a little bit suspicious at first, but with the level of success that you've got, you can identify it as a friend or foe identification signature for oh crap, I just had a brain fart on the word. Space thing. Finds information for people.
Probe?
Like a satellite. One of those.
So it's a friend or foe system.
Yeah,
so-
there's a friend or foe signal that is built to integrate with the ship when it gets within range of a type of receiver.
Okay, but there's nothing in it that would suggest that it was going to cause any harm to the ship, or more importantly, take control of the ship away from us. At any
No,
point in
it
time.
is. It's a storage drive. It's an external hard drive more than anything else. It's not built with a deliberate intent to burrow into the ship's systems and find out anything extra.
Okay, then I shall just feed that back to the captain. Captain, it's all fine. There's nothing wrong with it. It's all ready to be plugged in. Lots of useful information, I think, for you guys to do your thing.
By the
Okay.
time the three of you return to the ship, stood outside by the ship, there are, excuse me a moment. Da, da, da. That's a pretty valley. There are a small group of gentlemen in flight suits. Some are looking decidedly ragged flight suits, kind of hanging around. It's not unusual to see this kind of thing near a new ship. It's basically contract workers hanging around.
Looking for jobs.
And when you start to approach, they start, hey boss, you need a rigger, man. You need an engineer. I got my level 2. I got level 3, and they're sort of trying to outshout each other about their qualifications and what they've got. And
Do we actually need any other people to pilot the ship successfully? Do we need an engineer?
no, you don't need an engineer. Dan's quite competent technologically speaking.
Okay.
The ship's brand new, so it
Yeah.
doesn't need a man with a spanner to hit the engine every 10 minutes.
Ah,
Spit on it for 10 minutes, would you? Yeah.
You don't need anybody extra. You could hire someone, which might make the ship run a bit better. It's not unusual to have
we're just taking her out on a first first orbit.
shakedown, boss. Yeah, shakedown. I can help.
Shakedown. See you later. See you later.
You're giving them the fob off.
Yeah.
Okay, Dan, can you make an observation roll for me?
Are we being ambushed? Genuine
Yes,
question, because I
actually.
get a boost to this.
Yes.
We're being ambushed. Boop, boop.
I have to get my sword out.
Oh,
Are we being ambushed?
yes. There is someone trying to access the cargo hold
From outside?
from outside.
Can I lock it?
Yeah.
Yes, I lock it.
You do indeed, and you flick security cameras over, and there's another chap wearing a scarf around his face and flight coveralls, trying to access the panel to open the cargo
With my
bay
level of
door.
successes, can I electrocute him as he's trying to access it? Not enough to kill him, but enough to and incapacitate him.
Yes, you can. So you back surge through the door locking mechanism just as he touches the spanner to it to try and wedge it open, and you fry him out a little bit.
Yeah. Captain, can you hear me?
Yep.
Someone's trying to break into the cargo hold at the back. I've electrocuted them.
Cousin, I can smell pork.
I'm gonna move in a tactical fashion, nudging a wastrel engineer out of my way to get round to the cargo pod.
Do you want us to come with you?
Lying
Get
on
in
the
the ship.
floor.
Okay, we're gonna get in the ship. Baha, get in the ship.
Okay.
Lying on the floor by the cargo hold, there is a man wrapped in a headscarf, wearing flight coveralls, with a grip on a spanner, the tightest you think you've ever seen, laying on the floor, looking slightly stunned.
I'll pull his scarf off his face, and I'll just lean down really close, right to his face, and I say, "I know your face now. Get out of here." And then I'll step back and give enough space that he can't, like, hopefully he's stunned for that long. If he's not, then cool.
He is a little bit stunned, but he kind of gets up, reeling a little bit, and sort of nudges your shoulder on the way past.
Oh, where's my carbine when I need it?
Shoot him in the foot.
I was thinking back of the knee, but anyway. Right, I'll ignore it. There are family things to attend to. I can't let my pride get in the way right now. And I will march onto the ship annoyed and slam the door button to shut it behind me.
So you get on the ship and you close the door behind you. This little chorus of, "Hey, boss, when you get back, yeah? When you get back."
Yeah. See you when I get back.
And the door shuts behind you and you're all alone on your ship.
Okay. I'm going to go to the captain's chair.
Engage.
You haven't had the delivery yet from the quartermaster.
I know, but I'm going to sit in the captain's chair.
You sit in the
comes.
captain's chair.
I'm not going to look at I'm not the best pilot and I'm not the most tech savvy, but I'm just going to be looking at some of the data about, the planet and the Scheherazade and the different, all that.
So
kind of stuff.
Scheherazade is pretty ancient. It's one of a number of probes that were sent out by the First Come when they first arrived. So hundreds of year old technology, not quite Zenithian technology, which is even older because they arrived the slow way.
Mm-hmm.
They flew the long way round, whereas the First Come arrived despite
Last
leaving
leave,
later.
first come.
Yeah.
Yes.
Which is a bone of contention in the third horizon, but there you go. So Scheherazade was one of the first probes sent out. It's one of the big ones. There were sort of 3 large probes that were sent out to sort of scout the outer edges of the space that they were in, and then a whole bunch of smaller ones that filled in the gaps, if you like. Scheherazade is the last one that's been out there. It's the only one that's been missing for some time. It was believed lost and had been written off a couple of centuries back. Everybody's like, yeah, well, we've lost that. It's gone. Deep space, it's hit a rock, been hit by a rock, flown into a sun, something like that. Never mind. So the fact that the signals are starting to show up from her again is very interesting because it implies that this is a ship that's been gathering centuries of information. And what that means is anybody's guess. I mean, that's one for your scientist rather than for yourself. But she's seen things. She has plumbed the dark between the stars and knows more than anybody on the third horizon could know about the surrounding space. Who knows? Maybe even a fourth horizon.
Oh.
Not the fourth horizon I'm worried about.
Darkness, I'm worried.
Yeah, in terms of accessibility, it's about the size of a moon lander. To give you sort of a more modern take on it. So you could fit maybe 3 or 4 people in it, be a bit of a squeeze.
3 or 4 bodies.
Yes.
Yeah.
I didn't want to say bodies in case you get the wrong message.
Or the rightness.
3 to 4 human-sized entities.
How many ovoids?
An epic
Promise
crossover.
this is not an alien game.
We've got to get to episode 4 before we get the big unveil.
Yeah.
I'd like to start sharing the technical specs with Nadra.
Is it Vija? Cheeky.
So that we can start to work on a kind of handshake protocols.
Are you being a space whale?
I'm being a space whale. Sorry.
Hello.
That's cool. I wish I could speak whale.
So what do you want to do? You're sharing specs, Jafar, with
Nadra.
who's already seen them.
He's
I
already
know
seen
who's-
them.
I don't.
However, he's staring longingly at Jafar, listening to every word he's saying.
Yes. So I'm talking about old handshake protocols and having to back engineer tech, and I'm very excited, and I want to have as many gewgaws and plug-in things available as possible, so that as soon as we're clamped onto this thing, I can just clamber in and start
Everything out of
talking
brass and
to it.
mahogany.
And that would be lovely too. Yes. Yes, to plug myself in. If I could get the cybernetic hard drive enhancement before we leave, I would be doing that
Be
too.
careful what you wish for.
Splendid. What's Baha going to do?
She,
Adventure.
yeah, she's actually probably going to try and buy as much trivial, cool things that she can from the quartermaster to make her room look good.
Oh, that's an idea. Decorations.
Yeah, she's going to see if she can push that and get any
Fairy
of that.
lights and posters and
Yeah, just imagine, like, you know, in Mass Effect where you deck out Shepard's quarters.
Yeah.
Think that.
Brilliant.
That's what, you know. Yeah.
Love it.
that's a little bit more highbrow than what I was going for. I was going for Kaylee's room on Firefly.
Maybe, yeah, maybe.
Somewhere
yeah,
between the two.
She's just going to try and see what she can push on the quartermaster on the expense, because obviously Fawzi would not let her put it on our
Obviously.
bank. But you know, if she can just be like, just on that, like, get me
Every fifth item you slip in something a little bit silly. Yeah.
yeah, just that.
Just lean
I'm
over
not
and go,
checking the
"Could-
list now. They're paying
could
for
you-
it. I'm not
Could you
even
get some
looking at it.
holographic projectors as well for science?
Yes, yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Thank you.
For science.
For
Just
science.
you know, whatever silly things that she can get onto that list, and eventually, if she's cajoled into doing some form of work, she will look over, like, she'll do a bit of the pilot's job and look over the routes, or see where they fit in the, like, what our portal schedule would be.
Your portal schedule's quite involved. You're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 if you go the long way, the safe way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and a half if you go there isn't really a stable portal here this way.
Well, that sounds more fun.
What do you mean by that?
This is the ship that made the Kessel Run in 5.5 portal
Well
jumps.
done.
Yeah.
It's impossible. No ship could do that.
Yeah.
Lost ship.
So, the lady, our contact, the lady who hired us.
Yes.
I've already forgotten her name because
Sophia.
yeah. She said she was going to pay for our portal jumps and that kind of stuff, wasn't she?
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah,
included in the hard drive, Dan, there is a portal code, a portal override code. It's not like an override for the portals, but it's a code that overrides the need to pay.
Is it like a priority? Because some of these portals have like a big schedule, like you have to join in like the looping, the circling, and then you get to go through kind of thing. Because that kind of stuff. So
which way is going to get us there with a bit of time before the month is up?
Yeah, you've got the first class pass. That means that you rock up at the portal and they will spin it up for you.
Some poor sod gets pushed out the back of the line.
Yeah.
Well, no, a lot of the portals, especially around this sort of central area, most people are expected to wait until there is a decent convoy so that they can push through 10 to 12 ships at once, both for safety purposes and also for cost purposes, because it does cost to push open a portal, because you're basically harnessing the energies of the star to warp a hole in space-time through these portals, and it's not entirely understood technology, so it requires a certain degree of expertise
and crossing of fingers
and praying.
Praying.
I'm climbing in the freezer and I'm crossing my fingers.
Actually help with portal jumps.
I think there will be praying.
Yeah. All right. So with that kind of choice, I mean, obviously I want to take the 5 lane because that's super cool thing to write in the thing. They did the daring 5.5 jump.
Do we need to do that, Baha?
5 jumps is quicker than 7.
You want to be there quick, cousin?
I hate the bloody freezer.
You'll be asleep.
5 jumps is better than 7.
Yeah.
I've done enough jumps.
Although 7 is a lucky number.
So it's 5.
Let's go. Let's get there quicker. I'd rather have more time to prepare, as long as it's not like a 2% chance of surviving.
Never tell me the odds.
No, always tell me the odds. I want to know what the odds are.
Last bit of it though.
It is not a travelled route. You've got 2 choices of route. Uh-oh. Bookmark's falling out. Bookmark's falling out.
Uh-oh.
No.
There we go. Saved it. So you've got 2 choices of route. You can go Kua, Iwaz, Erai, Ziban, Godar, Dable, Menkar.
No.
Which is the safe route.
Definitely not doing that.
Sounds a bit
Or
boring.
you can go Kua, Iwaz, Erai, Sadal, Nagar. Big jump through blank space, Menkar.
Yeah. There we go.
Big jump through blank space. Sounds fine.
Yep.
Big jump through
Long
blank
nap.
space.
Long nap.
The long nap. Don't say that.
Cousin will be asleep. It's okay.
It's fewer sleeps and less distance.
Yeah. See?
So it's cost effective as well.
Yeah. Less food. It's all good.
I mean,
Okay.
Fuzzy, look, you could just stay. You can have one long sleep. I promise not to draw
No.
glasses
No,
and
no,
stuff in front of your.
No.
coffin again?
No. We're all in together. We're all out together.
I still have the pictures. Look.
And
Yeah,
I
never
can
doing
do,
that
I
again.
could do the jump. Okay, but if you want, like, we could do that. We could just
Let's go the short route. Come on, then.
big jump through blank space.
The ship intelligence pops into
It's
existence.
the first part of the
Salam.
story, isn't it?
Hey, ship. How are you?
I am the artificial intelligence of Wajib Al-Azra.
We know. You
How
don't
may
need
I
to say
help
that
you?
every time.
We may need to reprogram that.
Can we reprogram your greeting?
Yes, programmable greetings are available in one of the many menus that are available to you.
For a brief moment, I thought, for just one there, you can download the
One bit.
programmable greetings.
Yes, that's what I was expecting.
No,
Right,
it's just
also,
it's
can
a
do many
labyrinthine
voices.
menu system, which is a real pain in the ass. It's like a call center, a helpline for IKEA or something.
Maybe we can ask Nadra to find something for us.
A delivery has arrived
Is it
from
my
the
coffee?
Dockmaster's
Excellent.
supply store.
Excellent.
I rush down.
I wonder how long it's going to take for them to load it. Baha's had a bit of a free hand with the inventory.
I didn't mean.
There's one of those little
fairy lights.
airport trucks outside with 3 little carriages behind it.
Coming in through the cargo hold or just main?
Well, I mean, you can carry it up
Airlock.
the stairs if you want, but they're kind of parked outside the cargo hold.
Oh, well, open the cargo hold. I like to think it lowers.
It squashes the guy lying on the floor. Nah.
I will be loosely leaning on it as it lowers. Ah, you're here at last.
Bring
A
in my
number
caviar.
of about 3 youngish looking men. One of them's got that little moustache that he thinks looks like a moustache, but actually shows that he's probably 15.
I see you have borrowed your father's moustache. Excellent.
Oh, no, sir. My father's moustache is truly magnificent.
Yes, I can believe this. One day you
And
two
they
will
start
have.
unloading cases onto the cargo hatch for you.
Can I see the manifest, please?
Yes. And he goes to the driver, who's
There are
a
fairy lights on here.
big fat bloke with a vest on and a headscarf, who's smoking a massive, fat, really stinky, cheap cigar.
Oh,
You can
would
almost
like one of
smell
mine?
the rubber on it. And he just cuffs this boy around the side of the head and shouts at him. And the boy comes running back over with a tabula. So it's, here, sir, here.
Thank you. Okay, baubles. Why?
And yeah, about every 5th item
Hoverboard.
looks like it's something slightly frivolous.
Mm.
Until
Floating
Baha
boating.
got bored of frivolous things.
Fantastic. They're my holographic projectors, my extra large pith helmet. Wonderful.
Cafetiere.
Is my bubble bath on there?
The actual bath or the bubbles?
The bubbles.
You didn't notice it?
But yeah, there are a number of very large boxes of stuff, provisions, gewgaws. One of
Eagles.
those.
But it is all as it should be, or at least it seems
It's
so.
all in big boxes that have been left on your cargo tray.
I will sign if I have to sign something.
And the boy sort of bow as he goes away and sort of loiters nearby for a few seconds, looking at you.
You want an autograph? What?
Few beer, sir?
Do we do coinage or we do digital?
It's mostly digital.
I will
Swipe.
digitally flick him some beer.
Salam, Chief. Thank you.
Be lucky.
How much do you give him?
3. He said some.
Cheapskate.
I'm looking at the readout that shows me that the cargo bay doors are still open.
Yeah, but that's okay because Jafar is stood on them.
Yeah. I'm just waiting. I'm eager to get going.
I might start opening things.
Right, are we good to
There's
go?
a lot of
Is
very
it all there,
large
Jafar?
boxes.
Jafar, is it all there? Is it all there?
Well, all the boxes are here. I don't know about the
Great.
contents.
Great.
Tell you what, why don't we bring it inside the ship and then we can have a proper look?
Good idea. Can you shut the cargo bay doors, please?
Yes. Ship! Take me up.
Error. Gravitic projectors need to be activated from within the bridge.
Okay, I'm going to push the button.
You close the cargo bay door.
Wonderful. I will
Okay,
sort of
what do you wanna
clap
do?
for the family. Go, shopping's here.
Everybody runs down the stairs.
I stop in the doorway. Fly the ship. Come on, Baho. You can
Alright.
check your shopping out later.
All right. So we're doing the 5 and a
Yeah, sure.
5 with the
Okay.
big jump.
Yeah,
Yes.
5 and a big jump. I like it.
How many are the same route? Was it like 4 were the same route? So I could
Yes,
change my
yeah.
mind.
You can
as we
change your
go.
mind. 1, 2, 3. After the other, once you're on the 3rd jump, you need to make your mind up. It's 1 jump to Awaz, 1 jump to Eri, and then you have to make a final call.
Okay.
But even
Right.
at Sadal, you could change your mind and still go back and round the long way. It just take you an
Let's just
extra
go the
jump.
short way. Then we have the most time in Menkar to prepare for the satellite.
And so you head out. I'm going to need somebody to make a pilot roll.
Dibs.
Definitely. You can have that one.
Limited success. Look, it's new. I'm not
could
sure
be
where the
worse.
clutch is yet.
The graviton projector kind of flares
It's
into
an
life,
automatic.
Take the
and
handbrake off.
with true Baja style, the back end of the ship swings around dangerously, causing a number of people to swerve out of the way in their little
Please tell me
tractor
she
thingies.
knocks over that guy that was.
As you kind of donuts it out of the spaceport and into space and starts flying at the sun at speeds that are probably not orbital safe, but details.
We're not orbiting. We're all right. That's what planets do, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We need to go places, leave orbits, don't we? So
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you didn't say go
Okay,
fast.
here we go. Let's get spaceshipy.
Oh. There's one on the awesome picture that Naren Idzeka did for us.
There is, and it is an awesome picture.
It is.
and I'm so unbearably chuffed with how cool that picture is. It is truly something outstanding.
And that's me in the middle at the bottom.
Of course it is. Keep telling yourself that.
No, they're the people who are going to come and kill us.
Yeah, that's the Legion that's going to come mess us up.
Oh, come on, where's the portal jump table? It's not on that bit. I've looked on the wrong section, obviously.
It's chapter 7. the portal jumping.
Is that 139 rather than 300 then? Here we go.
I'm in the
Yes. Yes, it is. So when we get to the portal then, so you fly out towards the sun.
Mhm.
And the sun around Kua is a main sequence star, bright orangey red, nothing truly spectacular about it. And as you get closer, you see the portal station floating nearby. There is a convoy of ships building up, big cargo haulers. Most of the ships there are bigger than yours. There's a few that are the same size or a little bit smaller, private craft, contract craft, things like that. But most of the ships that are there are these big cargo haulers. But you ignore that queue altogether because you've got this little black chip that says jump the queue, activate the portal and go. So,
Cool. That's cool.
I will require a science test from someone to calculate the portal jump. You get to
You
jump the
sound
queue.
like my
You don't get to go without the...
We're all
Yeah.
looking at
Thanks.
Jafar here.
Oh, what? Oh, okay. Sorry. I
Or
was
is-
finding my
Who's
coffee.
good at science?
I'm good at science.
So
I know
you're
you're good at science,
sciencing
but
the
you're not good at
astro...
rolling.
Oh, go on, R2.
Yeah.
Surprisingly, I'm not that bad at science.
Come on, R2.
I don't want to push the button now.
Do it.
I apologize
Oh,
in
Do it
advance.
now.
And we disappear
Hey!
into the dark between the
Hey!
stars.
Voice of Garon. Or Garon.
Garon.
Depending.
How
So
dare
you-
you, it is Garon.
You run your maths, and it's a little bit quick and dirty because this isn't really your field of specialization.
That way.
But you run the maths and you work out your portal jump, and you say, okay, if the ship is aligned at this angle and we push it through at this rate, we should be able to make the first jump. And then I'm going to need a pilot roll from somebody to actually make the jump.
You're looking at Millie now.
because I went and made a prayer.
Yep,
Do I
you're
get
at
my plus one?
from your
Yes.
prayer, and you're at 0 difficulty because your science was good enough there, Alden.
Please do.
All right.
Got enough bloody
One.
dice.
I'm going to push the roll.
I thought you might.
Does
To explode and die.
Anyone want to give me
The
a
end.
6?
Because I'm pushing the roll, and it's piloting, and I prayed to the gambler, I get an extra +2.
Oh.
So
Oh,
this is-
okay.
Well, because I prayed it in the
Yeah.
chapel,
You
made a
did.
sacrifice to the gambler. Like, it was a nice thing, but
Mhm.
sneakily
But it served a
min-maxing here.
purpose. Yep.
Yeah.
Sneaky min-maxing. So
How much points to give
Optimal.
to
It's
6?
called optimal.
It is 2,000 points, Narodnik Zeka, to give someone a free 6.
I've got 2 on my push, but then got
Hey.
a darkness point.
Oh. Oh.
So
dear.
there we go. You push it and you make it. You're about to punch in the calculations and you get this sort of weird feeling come over you, like the gambler's going over your shoulder. And at the last minute, you flick a couple of settings.
I didn't
You
carry the one.
realise that you punched in a couple of the numbers the wrong way up. And if you'd done it that way, you probably would have been spread across the vacuum of space as hard radiation. So you don't tell Forsey, you just correct it on the quiet. And the ship's then programmed. So you will go into hypersleep.
Yeah.
And the
Okay,
ship
nap
will
time.
automatically carry out the jump as programmed.
Or will it? How many darkness points to mess with a jump?
Couldn't comment.
Okay.
Not
Why
I
don't
too
we
think
much.
just,
anything costs more than 2, though.
All right. I think I
It'll
need an
be
indicator
fine.
on our overlay for your darkness points, don't I?
You could do.
Or
Yeah.
just for our level of peril.
yeah.
How much can Ben mess with the party?
Darkness points. How fucked we are.
I think
direct
it's the
correlation.
same thing.
Yeah.
Well, no. As you spend them, it goes from one into the other. Oh, hello.
Oh, Pete, you just glitched.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's weird.
Oh no.
Let's
Right, so
switch
you have
places.
set off on your journey towards the Mencar system and your appointment with Destiny.
I'm glad he said Destiny.
And by Destiny, I mean Scheherazade, the probe.
Yes, obviously.
I thought you were going to say death.
Yeah, so did I.
So ends Act 1 of the Scheherazade Protocol.
Yeah.
Please join us next week on Free League Publishing for Act 2 of the Scheherazade Protocol, The Journey, where
Ooh.
we will be investigating their exciting travel through space to reach their destination. Oh, Destiny.
Oh, Destiny. That's cool.
Destiny.
And did we remember to pack the shuffle puck? That's the important question.
Thank you
Well,
so
how much
much for
shopping
joining
can
us
we do
tonight.
in other star systems on the way, Ben? That's the main thing.
I've told you this is a no shopping short story.
We've
Shopping
already
is
done
saved
plenty
We've
of
already
for
done
six
shopping.
or more
shopping.
episodes.
That didn't last long, did it?
That wasn't shopping.
Not by our standards, no.
Come on, I mean, if you rate this by Path of the Pilgrim standards, that wasn't anywhere near shopping.
No, that was breakfast, really.
12 episodes, of which 3 were just shopping.
It was 4.
But
Oh, we did
awesome
something
role
else in one of
playing
those.
as well.
Yes.
Some
on top
lovely,
of
lovely
that.
role playing from the
Yeah.
guys tonight. Really well done. Beautiful stuff. A Deftini sounds like a cocktail to Non-Anomaly.
That sounds cool.
Mhm.
I would drink that. I think it's like a martini, only you make it with like absinthe as
Ooh.
well.
Don't let it touch your lips.
And some sort of black rum.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yes, Naren Executive, it is Tuesday. It has been. It nearly
is
isn't.
it Tuesday?
It nearly isn't. It possibly isn't.
However,
When
do join us once more over on our own home channel of Garblag
Yay.
Games
Yay.
on Thursday for more spacey space
Woo.
goodness,
Yes.
where we will be doing character generation for Traveller, and character creation is a mini game in and of itself.
It's beautiful.
And as near as I understand it, there are about 10 of us creating characters, not
Yes,
all of
yes.
whom will be in every session,
No. So the idea is
assuming
that,
that they
will
could
do...
prize me out of a session with like a spear or something.
I think we've got 12 players, and each session is going to be 5 or 6 of the crew doing things, engaging in the action. And
I'm trying to persuade everybody to be a family in that as well, with me as our murder
I know
mum.
you are. Yes. And on our
Definitely.
Discord, what we're going to do is we've got a special channel for our patrons where the crew are already having wonderful conversations.
I've got juice boxes.
It's a bit crazy.
Lies,
But
lies.
once the crew is formed, in that channel, we will be discussing where you're going, what trade you're doing, all the kind of ancillary parts of Traveller.
That we'll be doing the sheep journey.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. And Traveller's a bit more, a bit more like that. But yeah. And then on Friday we've got Lewis running Call of Cthulhu, the Devouring House, a one shot Friday night on the channel. So that's cool. A bit of Call of Cthulhu. It's good. It's an interesting week on Garblag Games. And
Yeah,
then,
but if you've got Garblag Groats saved up, I'm
Mm.
gonna need them on Thursday because I am terrible at my
I
rolls.
don't
in
know if we
Traveller.
can have re-rolls on character creation.
I think we should, because otherwise I'm never going to get psychic powers.
That's true. That's true. That's true. And then next week, obviously, we've got on Free League Publishing here. Aside from all the other wonderful shows that they've got going on, we have part 2 of this. And then next Thursday, we are beginning the Enemy Within campaign on Garblag Games, our Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay 6-part series that we're doing. And then after that, the Traveller show will begin in earnest.
Oh, I believe there's something special about that Woofrup game, isn't
It's
it?
officially sponsored by Cubicle
That's the
7
one, yeah.
and Games Workshop. And our Traveller show is officially sponsored by Mongoose Publishing. So there's going to be giveaways on both of these shows. So please come over and follow Garblag Games on Twitch. And over there you'll be able to see our Discord link and all of our other stuff, Facebook, etc., all those things. So please come and join us for all of our other crazy shows.
Yeah, but thank you very much for joining us this evening. Thank you to my wonderful players for playing in and outside of their comfort zones tonight. With Millie's usually the responsible one. I think she's enjoyed letting the brakes off this time. And Dan's usually the outgoing one. So playing the introvert has been, he's been sat there going, just vibrating slowly.
And I'm actually the youngest of 3 brothers, so it's interesting playing
The older brother.
The older brother.
Whereas Alden's actually an archaeologist, so he's the best in the team.
This is my comfort zone.
But thank you so much for joining us, and we will see you next week on Freely Publishing and Thursday on Garblag Games. Thank you and good night.
Hey.